In this video, I'm going to tell you 5 of the stupidest things that you should never say to your team. This is Productivity ACE. Let's get it done. Now, if you're watching this, then the chances are you're already on the way to being a really effective and passionate people manager. You're certainly making the effort to learn, develop your skills and evolve your capabilities. But not everybody is the same. There are some that haven't quite reached that level of desire to self-improve. And then there are some that, well, are not very good. So if you're hearing these 5 things from your manager, leadership or colleagues, then that's a real red flag that you might be working with some of these people that aren't very good. And it's certainly a reminder to always be self-aware enough to ensure that you don't fall foul of these guaranteed morale destroyers. And before the tips, I'm giving away free access to my Skillshare courses as well as some cool leadership ebooks. Just sign up for our newsletter and you'll get a whole load of regular free leadership resources. Links in the description. So, things not to say to your team. Number 1, I'm the boss. Okay, you are, but you're absolutely nothing without your team. They're the ones who produce the end product that you are responsible for. And as a manager, you are completely dependent on the performance of your team. If they win, you win. If they don't, you don't. It's your job to be the catalyst to allow that team to succeed. Break down the barriers, coach, empower, support, but they're the ones doing the work. And as such, you need them more than they need you. So celebrate their achievements and make sure that when they succeed, you put them front and center to take all of the kudos. And when they mess up, it's you that needs to step in front of the bullets and take the hits. You'll find your team already know that you're in charge and they'll be cool with it. So get on with the vitally important role of looking after your team like they're your own family. That's a stupid idea. You know what? It might be. It might be a ludicrous idea, but one of the most critical aspects of team leadership is to provide an environment where your team is safe enough to be free to innovate and try those crazy ideas. Some of them may work and be the idea that takes your firm into a new business area, a new dimension. And if it bombs, well, hey, it's no big deal. Team leaders need to create that safe place for employees to fail. That culture of psychological safety is absolutely critical. If people feel that they're going to get hammered for any mistakes they make, then innovation will dry up completely. I've worked in environments like that and it's completely toxic. So as a boss, make sure you are giving your teams all the autonomy that you can to be able to experiment, innovate and be creative. You might think something is a stupid idea, but be emotionally intelligent and self-aware enough to keep those thoughts to yourself and instead provide the encouragement that your team needs. Work is work, home is home. In today's workplace and especially the COVID work from home era, this couldn't be further from the truth. It might have been the case working in the factories of generations ago, clocking in and clocking out, but the truth of today is that many people are utterly absorbed and deeply committed to their careers, and making a difference to their teams and companies is part of their DNA. You'll find bad days will affect them at home. They'll make family sacrifices to get that deliverable over the line for you. They might even abort a family vacation to get you and a company out of a nasty problem. I've seen commitment like that before. So as a leader, it's so important that you try to establish a culture where your teams can have and enjoy a good work-life balance. And that work-life balance might mean different things to different people, but it's your job to understand that both work and home life can continuously overlap and impact each other. They are far from being separate, they're very much intertwined. Your team will regularly take their work and office problems home with them, and the more you can recognize and react to that, the better. They'll also bring their home problems to work, so the more you can empathize and understand, the more you'll be on the right track. That was all your fault. That comment is one of the most toxic and least desirable things that anyone can say to anybody else in a workplace, and certainly not from manager to employee. People make mistakes all the time, and yes, mistakes are usually someone's fault. And how a manager responds to one of their team making a mistake can be a defining characteristic of whether that manager is worth working for at all. Great leaders make sure that when their team messes up, it's them that steps in front of the clients to explain what went wrong. And they won't mention their teams, they certainly won't mention people by name. The boss is accountable and will face off to the stakeholders and do the explaining. And when the team smashes it out of the park, then it's the boss that puts the team in the spotlight, and basically leaders take none of the praise and all of the blame. That's just the way it is. And that also applies to the manager and employee direct conversations. Sure, you might talk about mistakes, and sure, you may agree that it was the fault of the employee, but mistakes are rarely all down to one person. There can be a lot of contributory factors. Bad IT systems and processes, other systems prone to error, or external factors affecting the performance and delivery of an employee. There can be all sorts of underlying reasons for an error. So rather than say, that was all your fault, say, you made a mistake. Are you okay? Showing that level of empathy is true leadership behaviour. And before the next tip, if you found this useful, then hit that like button. And if you want even more, then do consider subscribing. It gives the channel a real boost. And if you'd like to discuss your own career challenges direct with me, then book a career clinic session and we can chat about anything you want. I'm sure I can pretty much help you with many of the challenges that you're experiencing. The link for the career clinic sessions are in the description. I spent lots of time on these career clinic sessions helping people out. Hopefully I can help you as well. I hate this job. Do you know what? You may well do. Certainly at some times. And there may well be some seriously suboptimal aspects to your role. Most jobs have got a degree of the non-glamorous to them, but your team also has challenges, and as a leader, it's up to you to put their challenges front and center and get them fixed. Park your own stuff, park your own worries. Being a leader is about them, not about you. Another reason not to say this is that leaders need to avoid the negativity, gossip, and moaning. It's so important to maintain a degree of positivity and avoid getting drawn into the gossip and complaining, even when things are generally not going well, and you might have valid reason to complain. Your team looks to you as a leader to maintain strong determination, strong focus on the mission, and delivering, achieving, and moving forward is vitally important, much more than ruminating and complaining and feeling sorry for yourself. Yes, you may have challenges, and sometimes there will be big challenges, but leaders help their teams keep their eyes on the light at the end of the tunnel and keep them moving forward. So as a leader, stay positive and be self-aware enough to keep any moaning and negativity in check. As a leader, what you say to your teams can be absolutely critical. Your words can make the difference between your team smashing it out of the park or imploding into a toxic mess. And the key aspect for a leader is self-awareness. Be self-aware enough to understand that even a throwaway comment or casual remark can have an impact. Consider every single word carefully. Use your emotional intelligence to make your words matter. That way you'll inspire your teams and keep them on track. And if you enjoyed this video, then I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy that one up there. So go on, get a cup of tea, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.